Christmas dinner in Britain isn't just about turkey and sprouts. It's a journey through generations, a taste of history. But if you think you know traditional British festive food, think again. Because before the age of gourmet supermarkets and Instagram-perfect platters, our grandparents served up some truly unforgettable Christmas delights. These aren't just forgotten recipes, they're culinary relics. The dishes your nan lovingly prepared that kids today wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. So, settle in because we're taking a trip down memory lane to uncover the 10 festive foods that shaped a nation's taste buds, for better or for worse. Let's start our festive feast in the 1950s, a time when Britain was emerging from rationing and exotic meant a tin of peaches. And nothing, absolutely nothing, screamed sophistication louder than 1. Aspic everything. Yes, that wobbly, translucent jelly that suspended vegetables, eggs, or even meat in a shimmering, savory prison. Housewives pored over magazines, transforming humble leftovers into elaborate, gelatinous monuments. Imagine your grand, beaming, presenting a salmon mousse encased in a quivering dome of aspic, complete with olive eyes. Today's kids would probably run screaming, thinking it was something from a science experiment. But back then, it was the height of elegance, a symbol of post-war aspiration. It wasn't just food, it was art. Wobbly, savory art. Did your gran make aspic? What was the weirdest thing you ever saw suspended in jelly? Tell us in the comments below. From savory wobbles to sweet treats, Christmas desserts also held some surprises. And if you didn't grow up in 50s or 60s Britain, you might struggle to understand the enduring appeal of 2 tinned fruit cocktail with evaporated milk. Picture a glass bowl filled with luminous chunks of peach, pear, and that single, mysterious red cherry. For children who'd endured wartime rationing, these canned fruits were treasures from distant, sun-drenched lands. And then, the magic ingredient, thick, creamy, evaporated milk poured generously over the top. It was sweet, it was filling, and it was considered the epitome of festive luxury. Today's kids, with their artisanal ice creams and elaborate trifles, would likely find it bland, perhaps. But for a generation, it was pure bliss, a taste of a simpler, grateful Christmas. As we move into the 60s and 70s, Christmas dinner still had its unique quirks. And while turkey was gaining popularity, many families still celebrated with something a little more practical, like the potted meat Christmas centerpiece. Not exactly glamorous, perhaps, but incredibly resourceful. Potted meat, a paste of spiced meat, often pork or beef, was a staple, but at Christmas it got a festive makeover. Often pressed into a decorative mold, perhaps adorned with parsley or sliced hard-boiled eggs, it provided a substantial, affordable protein. Paired with crusty bread and pickles, it was a hearty start to many a festive meal. Kids today, accustomed to roasts and gourmet pâtés, would probably turn their noses at it, the texture alone. But for a family trying to make ends meet and still offer a special Christmas spread, it was a godsend, a testament to making the most of what you had. If these forgotten foods are sparking your own Christmas memories, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We explore British history and nostalgia every week. And what about the side dishes? While roast potatoes and gravy are timeless, some accompaniments were distinctly of their era. Take, for instance, the glazed spiced ham with pineapple rings and cherries. The ham itself was often tinned, perhaps a humble Spam, but at Christmas it was transformed. Sliced, coated in a sweet glaze, studded with cloves, and then adorned with vibrant pineapple rings, each with a bright red glacé cherry in the middle. It was visually striking, undeniably sweet, and a real crowd pleaser. The combination of sweet and savory, the almost garish colors, it was pure 60s, 70s festive glamour. Modern palates might find the pairing a little jarring, but for countless British families, it was the quintessential festive centerpiece that signaled a true celebration. No Christmas meal is complete without a festive drink, and for many a British adult, and perhaps a few sneaky teenagers, the 70s and 80s brought us the legendary Snowball. This creamy, slightly fizzy concoction was made from advocaat, a Dutch egg liqueur, lemonade, and sometimes a dash of lime juice. It looked innocent, a pale yellow cloud in a glass, often garnished with a cherry, but don't let its gentle appearance fool you, it packed a surprising punch. It was the drink of choice for aunties and grandmas, a staple at every festive gathering. Today's generation, with their craft beers and complex cocktails, might find it a bit retro or even a little too sweet. But for many, the taste of a Snowball is the taste of a British Christmas, full of warmth and eventually a few giggles. Moving beyond the dinner table, some Christmas foods were less about eating and more about looking good, or at least trying to. Remember the chocolate log or Yule log, the store-bought, heavily iced kind? Before artisanal bakeries and gourmet desserts, many a British family would gather around a pre-made chocolate log from the local supermarket. It was often a simple sponge cake, rolled with cream and then heavily coated in a thick, sweet chocolate icing textured to look like tree bark. A plastic robin or a few plastic holly leaves were usually perched on top for decoration. It might not win any culinary awards today, but for kids of the 60s and 70s, it was pure festive magic, a sugary, chocolatey delight that signified Christmas was truly here. And what about those in-between meal snacks, the kind your mom put out when unexpected visitors arrived? We're talking about the iconic cheese and pineapple on sticks. Yes, those tiny cubes of cheddar and tinned pineapple speared together on a cocktail stick, often arranged on half a grapefruit. It was a staple of every British party, including Christmas gatherings. Simple, colorful, and undeniably retro. Today, kids might demand artisanal cheese boards or elaborate canapes, but back then, these little morsels were the height of sophisticated snacking, a symbol of effortless party hosting. For many children of the 70s and 80s, Christmas meant a special trip to the supermarket, not just for the big shop, but for the elusive selection box. While we talked about them as gifts, the individual items inside were often Christmas exclusive. Remember the tiny bars of Cadbury's Dairy Milk, fudge, Curly Wurly, or buttons, and the sheer delight of finding a Wispa or a flake? These weren't just chocolates, they were currency in sibling negotiations. Eating them was a strategic operation, saving your favorites, trading unwanted ones. Today's kids have endless varieties of chocolate, but that simple magic of that selection box, full of mini versions of beloved treats, is a taste they'll never truly know. Before the starter course became a refined affair, some British families embraced the simplicity and warmth of a particular festive soup. Enter the mulligatawny soup. Originally an Anglo-Indian creation, this curried soup, often made with chicken or lamb broth, vegetables, and rice, became a surprising hearty choice for a Christmas starter in many homes. It was exotic, filling, and a comforting antidote to the cold winter air. While delicious, its strong spicy flavor might be a bit of a shock to the modern child's palate, who might expect something milder or more traditional like a cream of tomato. But for a generation, it was a unique and adventurous start to their Christmas feast. And rounding off our list of festive oddities, we have a dessert that was less about culinary skill and more about sheer availability and ease. Tinned pears or peaches with jelly. Simple, colorful, and a staple of children's parties, this combo made its way onto many a Christmas table, especially for the younger crowd. A tin of pears or peaches, meticulously arranged in a bowl, often topped with a vibrant, wobbly layer of fruit-flavored jelly. It was bright, sweet, and required minimal effort after the main meal. Today's kids would probably eye it with suspicion, preferring elaborate sundaes or baked goods. But for many, it was the ultimate, comforting, easy-to-love dessert that marked the end of a joyful, if sometimes strange, Christmas dinner. These aren't just strange old recipes. They're edible postcards from a time when ingenuity, frugality, and a touch of adventurous flavor defined the festive table.
They'd tell stories of adaptation, of making the most of what you had, and of the unique palate of a nation in transition. Modern Christmases might offer more choice, more culinary sophistication, and certainly less wobbly aspect, but something's been lost too. That collective experience of sharing these very specific, sometimes perplexing festive delights. That unique taste of Britishness. What do you remember? What Christmas food do you miss, or what did you secretly hate as a child?